All right, guys, in today's video, we're talking about how you can get more effortless power in your golf swing. If you want that beautiful tempo, that easy golf swing, we've got just the man with us today, Mr. Grant Horvat to my right. Grant, thanks for being out here, man.
Eric, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Next on the 10th tee, Grant Horvat.
If you haven't seen Grant's videos before, you're gonna really enjoy his golf swing here in a moment. He's got beautiful tempo, beautiful golf swing. If you're here from Grant's channel, appreciate you being here. Grant's gonna share some tips on how you can improve your tempo, get that easy, effortless golf swing. We've got kind of 2 or 3 main tips today to show you, plus a couple feels and drills. I think, Grant, as we get going, if you wouldn't mind popping that glove on.
Yeah.
And hitting a couple shots for us first to start with. And we're gonna go out towards about that flag out there.
Okay.
I don't think you'll hit your 7-iron that far.
No, I won't.
In
This
that
is an 8-iron.
direction.
I got an 8-iron in my hand.
And guys, when you're watching here first as Grant hits a couple of shots, just to start us off, I want you to notice the tempo and the smoothness and the rhythm that he has. And when you watch golfers at Grant's level, or you think about guys like Ernie Els, right, or Freddie Couples, these guys with great tempo, part of the battle, right, and part of what you want to do is literally keep that tempo in your mind. Grant, let's hit one out there for us when you're ready.
Perfect.
And just be imagining his golf swing and this rhythm and this tempo as you're going out to play. Now, Grant does this, you know, with ease here. He's not really thinking about this too much, but let's just watch him do one and see his tempo to start. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that sound too. I mean, that is good. What's that, an 8-iron, Grant?
That was an 8-iron, yep.
So very good, very smooth, clean contact. And I think, Grant, one of the things in terms of golf swing, we know there's a lot of different mechanical things we could talk about.
Yeah.
You can get lost in the weeds.
100%.
But something that gets like underappreciated or sometimes not talked about enough is really the tempo that a player has and how to get that effortless power that it really looks like you have. And I've got a couple things to start with, but you mentioned something off camera. One of the main keys for you is really that transition timing and move. Can you talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, so I feel like when I'm over the golf ball, I've always had pretty solid tempo. It was just kind of like in my DNA. I don't really have fast twitch muscles. So it happened naturally. I've never been known to be fast. So I think when I'm over the golf ball, something that helps me have good tempo is the transition. So when I feel like the golf swing is very similar to a dance move. And when you transfer your weight into your right side, I like to feel my first feeling in the downswing is now to plan into my left. And that kind of sets that feeling, that look for a good tempo. When I transition, it kind of drops the club and like gravity is doing the work at that point. And then from there, the body takes over. So it's that second that I feel like gravity is just taking the club down and then the body takes over. But yeah, I've always felt that like transition into the right side, load here, and then step into the left and open up. It's like a 3-step process, but I like to, it happens kind of naturally throughout the swing.
Yeah, it's almost like the most important timing of the swing.
Right.
Is that transition move. All right, guys, quick break from today's video. Look, if you want to make massive improvements with your game and actually get way better in 2025, you got to do something different than you've done before. And one of those things that I highly recommend is checking out these 2-day schools that my friends at Performance Golf are hosting. These are with the best coaches in the world, people you see me in videos with all the time, like Martin Chuck, Angie Rice, Erica Larkin, many more of the top coaches at awesome places all around the United States. We're seeing great results with these schools because what we're able to do when we see you in person is really find and fix the main root issue. Most all of us have like 4 or 5 things wrong with our swing. You can't do them all at one time, but you can find and fix the main one thing, which we can do in person like that. We're able to make massive improvements. I'm talking like maybe 2 years of improvements in only 2 days. So if you're looking for something to really fast track your improvement, this could be the thing that could take you to the next level. We'll put a link in the description down below. Check it out, see if there's a spot available in a location that works for you. Now, when you're feeling that, is that like, hey, I kind of feel like I'm fully set at the top and then I go do that? Is that the timing of it?
Yeah, but it's more, for me, it's not really where the club's at, it's where my weight's at. So I like to feel a slight shift into my right side. From there, it feels like I now am like loaded to, like any sport you play, baseball, or you're back here and then you transfer into it. And I feel like when I load, I can now plant and go. Yeah. And it's like I'm reacting to the target. I would never, like, you know, go this way and then try and fall back this way.
Yeah.
So it's just like that feeling of loading has always been such a key for me with tempo.
I like that. Let's see one more with that, Grant. Same sort of feels there. And I think for you guys watching, you know, the backswing timing being pretty smooth to give Grant time, right, to get loaded on the way back, to feel like he doesn't have to rush to start that downswing. Let's see another good 8-iron here, Grant. Yeah, and if you guys, that's about as good as you can hit it.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen his swing before, you see how good that is, right? How good his timing and tempo is. I think we're all looking for that. Like when we go play, we're not looking to be out there and be rushed. Like we want to kind of be relaxed and hit those shots like that. Grant, let's talk grip pressure for a second.
Yeah.
I'm curious on your end because I have something I think can help. Like when you take your normal setup position and get ready to go, sometimes a tough question to answer, but where do you feel like your grip pressure is at the start? If it's like a scale of 1 to 10 type
It's
of deal?
definitely very loose to start. And I mean, I keep it pretty loose throughout the golf swing, but I feel like when I give it a couple waggles here, I'm kind of releasing any tension in the forearms and the hands. So this waggle feeling just kind of releases everything. And from there, my grip pressure is very light. I would say at a scale of 1 to 10, we're looking at like a 4 or 5. I still want to have, you know, a hold of the club. It's not like a putting stroke, but it's very light, and I feel like that helps with also the start of the golf swing, which can be sometimes most important for good tempo, is that first couple, the takeaway, the first couple feet can really help set you up for good tempo.
Let's do another one here, Grant, if it goes. So key point there too, guys, he mentioned that was really good. It's not just the hand pressure, but also the forearms, right? Like logically, if you want effortless power, you want smooth, you probably want to be on that lighter end of the spectrum. You don't want to be 10 out of 10 with both of those. With the grip, I mean, geez, Grant.
Yeah, those are...
So like a little bit lighter and looser with the grip pressure and the arms. Like literally when I would be over the ball, that's one of my reminders pre-shot. It's like relax the arms and hands, relax the arms and hands. Grant already mentioned the importance of that transition timing. And I think one other piece for you guys to keep this simple is really focusing on the finish position or where you're getting to.
Right.
So you'll notice, Grant, let's hit another one there for us, Grant. Notice when he gets through the shot and into his finish position, if he wanted to, he could hold that finish position for a good 2 or 3 seconds with ease. Very smooth, very full finish position, and he does a nice job organically without looking ridiculous, holding it for 10 seconds, right? But having like 2 or 3 second hold at the end. If you got to a good, balanced, relaxed finish position, that's a sign of a lot of really good stuff earlier on. Would you agree?
100%, and I feel like it kind of, you get instant feedback in the golf swing, and when I, you know, make a golf swing and I'm on perfect balance and I can sit here and hold it, most of the time it is a good golf shot and the result's pretty good.
Yeah, and you can like wipe away a lot of potential earlier issues with something simple like, let me see if I can hold my finish and count to 2 or 3.
Right.
And I think those things, just one other little piece on the grip pressure, guys, sort of the grip and arm pressure, the transition timing, and being able to hold the finish.
Yeah.
One thing I would say with your grip pressure, maybe do a practice swing and see for yourself. A lot of golfers I see, Grant, let's say they set up at a 4 with the hand and the arms. But then as soon as they start back or down, that 4 goes like a 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Do you feel, maybe it's not something you're ever conscious of, but do you feel like that grip pressure, even when you're practicing, stays about the same? Can you feel it increasing?
I would say so. Yes, when I'm over the ball, there's definitely, it's like a 2, a 1 or 2 when I'm over the ball. So I'm barely kind of just holding on to it.
Like
very
during your
lightly.
waggle?
Yes, during the waggle, it's like a 1 or 2. But when I do take it back, it's definitely going to go to like a 4, but it's not going to like the 7 or 8. You know, I'm not like strangling it. I'm just getting a hold of it, getting ready, still very light on the scale. And then from there, it's kind of a slow, relaxed takeaway. The body is relaxed. I'm not tensing up because I feel like muscles that are tensed up and really tight, they're not going to work as well. Yeah, definitely keeping it pretty light to even start there is a key.
Yeah, and if you go from 1 or 2 at setup to 4 right before you go, the point then is it's not going to go from 4 to 7 on the way back and a 9 in transition. So keep an eye on that when you guys go. It's something real small, but it can be important. Notice when you swing, hey, am I keeping that grip pressure the same? Or gosh, am I really increasing the pressure? And the point Grant made is exactly true. I've seen a ton of golfers over the years that have that issue. A lot of muscle tension and force requires you to put a lot of energy to create power. We're looking for effortless power. So tension-free transition move, hold the finish. Grant, I think that's pretty good start for these boys to get started with.
Yeah, for sure. I would, you know, even just like what we touched on today, obviously grip pressure, transition, but like you said, I think one of the most important things is holding balance and holding that balance position, because I just see so many golfers on the range falling over here and they look like this. And like, if you look on tour, you don't really see that too often. Now, there are always outliers to everything, but you usually see guys that are sticking their finish. So if they're doing it, I think it's good for everybody out there as well.
Yeah, it's a great test to see. Guys, if you haven't checked out Grant's stuff, we're going to put them in the first link in the description down below. Grant's got an awesome channel where he goes and plays unbelievable golf courses. He plays matches with some of the best players in the world. Super fun content. He also has a teaching channel, which is really cool. We'll put that down below. We've got some more videos to come. Also, shout out to Osprey Point Golf Course.
Yeah.
We're out on the golf course. Beautiful hole out here. Thank you guys for having us. Grant,
Hey,
appreciate you.
Thanks, Eric, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
man. Appreciate you.
Awesome.